गुरु विष्णु गुरुदेव महेश्वरा गुरु साक्षात परब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः.
Thank you, Ayush. So the one in orange robe is Guru Paramartha Nandaji and his disciple Dr. Timmappa Hegde, who is the Guru of Sachin sir. Sachin sir is our Guru, so we are his disciples. To summarize the last class, the first day of Navaratri was explained by Aditi. The first day of Navaratri festival is known as Pratipada, and the day is dedicated to goddess Shailputri, who is the daughter of mountains. She is believed to be the provider of prosperity. The color of the first day is yellow. The second day of Navaratri was explained by Pragnya. The second day was dedicated to goddess Ma Brahmacharini, who is the unmarried form of goddess Parvati. She took birth at Daksha Prajapati's home. She is believed to bring blessings for purity, sincerity, and devotion. The color of the second day is white. The third day of Navaratri was explained by Raghav. This day was dedicated to Ma Chandraghanta. Chandra in Sanskrit means moon, and it is believed that she signifies the alternate side of the calm and positive goddess Mahagauri. The color of third day is blue. Last class, verse 16.20 was explained by Raghav. It is clearly stated that demonic people, life after life, are put into the wombs of similar demons and not achieving the mercy of Supreme Lord, they go down and down so that at last they achieve bodies like those of cats and dogs. Story of Brahmasura was explained by Madhav. The story of Brahmasura revolves around the demon Brahmasura, who throws severe penance wins the favor of Lord Shiva. His wish was fulfilled by Lord Shiva, and Bhasmasura misuses the power that was granted to him by Lord Shiva. This story shows how Lord Shiva was saved by Vishnu. Now the fourth day of Navaratri story by explanation by Nayana. Nayana?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Namaste everyone. Today I'll be explaining the story of Devi Kushmanda. Can you go to the next slide? What are the 9 avatars of Devi in the time of Navaratri? So the 9 avatars of Devi are as follows, which are Shailaputri, Brahmachari, Chandraghanta, Kushmanda, Skandamata, Katyayini, Kalaratri, Mahagauri and Siddhiratri. The first 3 stories, which are Shailaputri, Brahmacharini and Chandrakanta, have been explained by Aditi. And few people last class. So today I'll be explaining the story of Kushman. Next. So let us see the meaning of Mata Kushmanda's name. Ku, little. Ushma, warmth or energy. Anda, cosmic egg. Mata, who gives energy to entire cosmos or universe. So the story is that Mali and Sumali, the sons of the Asura Sukesh and his wife Devavati, were performing tapas for Lord Shiva. For since they were young and because of the tapas they were doing, the positive tejas from them surprised Surya, and he must have thought, who is this from earth who is who is giving so much tejas? So then with curiosity, um, Surya comes to the earth and sees Mali and Sumali and burns them because of his heat. Now Shiva is angered because Sukesha tells that the Asura Sukesha tells him that Surya has killed my sons. So then Shiva gets angry and kills Surya. Rishi Kashyapa gives Shapam or curse to Shiva, saying that you will also kill your son one day, kill your own son one day, as um, he was the father of the whole universe. Shiva requests Parvati to solve this problem, and Parvati recreates Surya Dev with the help of uh, Rishi Kashyapa using his blood and Amrutam. She mixes them and recreates Surya. Now Sukesha and Devavati, parents of the Asuras, beg for children to Mata. She creates an egg in Devavati's womb, and then Suryadeva goes humbly to Mata Parvati, who was now called Kushmanda, and offers him his abode to Mata. Mata is basically in the middle of the Suryalok or the Surya, and gives the energy for his light and directions to Surya. Thank you, Hari Om. Thank you, Sachin sir, for giving me such a good opportunity.
Thank you, Nayana. The fifth day of Navaratri, explanation by Shara.
Yes, hello everyone. Today I'm going to explain about the fifth day of Navaratri. So next slide. The fifth, when goddess Parvati became the mother of. Fifth day of Navaratri. On the fifth day of Navaratri, goddess Skandamata is worshipped. So, when goddess Parvati became the mother of Lord Skanda or Kartikeya, she was known as goddess Skandamata. Next slide. So her appearance is she's on a ferocious line. She carries baby Murugan or Kartikeya on her lap as brother of Lord Ganesha. She is depicted with 4 hands, carries lotus flowers in her upper 2 hands, and she holds baby Kartikeya in her right hand and keeps the other right hand Abhaya Mudra, which means mudra which grants some fearlessness. She sits on a lotus flower, and because of that, Skandamata is also known as goddess Padmasana. So this is how she looks, and this is what she wears. The shloka for the shloka for her is Om Devi Skandamate Namaha. One second. Simha Sanganta Nityam Padmanchita Karadvayal Shubhadastu Sada Devi Skandamata Yashasvinilya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Skandamata Rupine Samasthita Namastasya Namo Nama. So this was how she looks, and she mounts a ferocious lion in her upper 2 hands to Padmas, and she holds a infant version of Lord Kartikeya in her hand. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Shara. Now, 16.21 was by Rishikesh and Utsav. Rishikesh?
Namaste.
Utsav, are you here?
Namaste. Yes,
Yeah.
namaste.
Please go ahead.
Hari Om.
I,
त्रिविधं
namaste.
नरकस्येदं द्वारं नाशनमात्मनः कामक्रोधस्तथा लोभस् तस्मदेतत्त्रयं त्यजत. Now will you repeat for me?
Yes.
त्रिविधं नरकस्येदं
Trividham narakashvedham
द्वारं नाशनमात्मनः
dvaram nasanamatmanah
कामक्रोधस्तथा लोभस्
kama krodhastatha lobhas
तस्मदेतत्त्रयं त्यजत.
tasmadetattrayam tajat.
Next slide.
Rishikesh, can you chant for us? We will repeat after you.
Yes. त्रिविधं नरकस्येधं
त्रिविधं नरकस्येदं
द्वारं नाशनमात्मनः
द्वारं नाशनमात्मनः
कामक्रोधस्तथा लोभस्
कामक्रोधस्तथा लोभः
तस्मदेतत्त्रयं त्यजत.
तस्मादेतत्त्रयं
तस्मादेतत्त्रयं
Next slide. The translation of this verse is: there are three gates leading to the hell of self-destruction for the soul, which are lust, greed, and anger. Therefore, one should abandon all of the three to attain moksha. Next slide. So, what does this mean? Sri Krishna now describes the origin of demoniac disposition and pinpoints lust, anger, and greed as the three main causes for it. Previously, in verse 3, in 3rd chapter, 36th verse, Arjuna had asked why people are impelled to commit sin willingly or unwillingly, as if by force. For this, Sri Krishna had answered that it is lust, which later transformed into anger and is all devouring, the enemy of the world. Greed is also a transformation of lust. As explained in verse 2.62, 2nd chapter, 62nd verse, together lust, anger, and greed are the foundations from which the demoniac vices develop. They fester in the mind and make a suitable ground for all the other vices to take root. Consequently, Sri Krishna labels them as the gateways to Narka and strongly advises to stop them and to avoid self-destruction. Those desires of welfare should learn to dread these three and carefully avoid their presence in their personality. Next slide. In simple words, we can tell this as Sri Krishna is explaining why people will act in an evil or wicked way. Suppose some person is acting evil or wicked, Sri Krishna is trying to explain why. There are only three main reasons for it: lust, greed, and anger. Okay. Lust is a strong desire for something, and it can turn into anger when we don't get what we want. Both lust and anger are really bad for the world and to the personality of the person. Anger is a very destructive emotion rooted in the desires and attachments. Lord Krishna advises controlling anger for spiritual growth and inner peace, emphasizing that it arises from unfulfilled desires. Mastering emotions, including anger, leads to spiritual enlightenment. Greed is also another form of wanting too much, more than needed, and it comes from lust. These three things, lust, anger, and greed, are like the starting point for all the bad things that the people do. They get into our mind and make us more likely to do other bad stuff. Next slide. So Sri Krishna is saying Sri Krishna is saying that these three things are the doors to a very bad place like hell. He strongly tells us to avoid these three emotions because they can lead us to destroy ourselves. If we want to be good and happy, we should be afraid of lust, anger, and greed and try not to let them into our personality or into our life. Thank you. Adrian.
So lust, kama, greed, lobha, anger, krodha, these three are the asuri sampat qualities which leads us to the three gates of hell. So when these three qualities are there in a man or a woman, he or she cannot attain liberation, moksha, and we usually follow bad habits due to this. Verse 16.22 by Nayana and Vinayak.
Is Vinayak there?
Nayana, go ahead.
Is Vinayak there?
Yeah, he's there.
Vinayak, can you please unmute?
Yes. एतैर्विमुक्तकौन्तेय तमोद्वारस्त्रिभिर्नरः आचरत्यात्मनः श्रेयस ततो याति परं गतिम्.
Vinayak, that's not. It's you spelled tamodvarai stri birnaraha wrong. Can you try that again?
तमोद्वारैस्त्रिभिर्नरः.
Okay. Okay. Can everybody chant after me? एतैर्विमुक्तः कौन्तेय
एतैर्विमुक्तः कौन्तेय
कौन्तेय
तमोद्वारैस्त्रिभिर्नरः
तमोद्वारैस्त्रिभिर्नरः
आचरत्यात्मनः श्रेयः
आचरत्यात्मनः श्रेयः
ततो याति परां गतिम्
ततो याति परां गतिम्.
Etah, from these, vimukta, being liberated, kaunteya, O son of Kunti, tamodvarai, from the gates of ignorance, tribhir, of the three kinds, naraha, a person, acharati performs, atmanah, for the self, shreyaha, benediction, tata, thereafter, yati, he goes, param, to the supreme, gatim, goal. A man who liberated from these three gates to darkness, O Kaunteya, practice what is good for him and thus go to the supreme goal. Can you go to the next slide, please? So here, Lord Krishna explains that the three gateways to hell are lust, greed, and anger, as Rishikesh explained very well in the last ones. So if anybody is liberated from these, meaning liberated means like are completely like don't have these habits, they will reach the supreme goal. Is what Paramatma is. So let me talk about these a little more. So there are 5 vices: anger, greed, lust, achievement, and ego. So as you can see in uh, the first picture, saying that this is the you can say that the person who the monkey who's sitting there can be, you can say that it is the uh, king of all this and has not got control and is a Rakshasa. So then he is taking the earth and putting it into fire, which is burnt by the wood of anger, greed, lust, achievement, and ego. Attachment and ego. Hmm? So you can say that if we can also say that the Paramatma is saying that if you get rid of all these who are all coming in between our lives, so that like we don't reach the supreme goal. Paramatma is saying that leave these. So like suppose like sir has explained many times, if you want one chocolate, you should be satisfied with one chocolate only. You can't say that the amount you get is 50% and you have greed of 100%. You should become the fulfillment of greed. If it happens, it will ask for more things and as more and more and more and more and more. And if you don't get it, you get angry. And if you get angry, you will say like I leave this to do this, I leave this if you don't get me. Like that you will feel like you're the y- uh, you'll feel that you everybody should listen to you. So this if this bhavana is there, this war isn't good for us to lead our lives and reach the supreme goal, which is moksha. So as you can see, below that, we can see that there are lust, greed, and anger in the same form of the same person. So you can't say that I don't have completely. We'll all have little bit. But then we should also feel that like, if we want one chocolate, we should be satisfied with one chocolate. We should not ask for two more chocolates. So like that, like it's saying how lust, anger, and greed make our life hellish. So you can see that person is not able to decide and he's sitting on the chair, not able to decide. His greed is saying that you should. His greed is telling him that I should do whatever he's thinking. His lust is saying also that if you don't do it, I want to. I you can tell Amma this that I don't want to do this. So his anger is saying that tell Amma that if I don't get this, uh, you will get me inside. So you can simply say that these three work hand in hand. So these are like saying that if there are like two enemies of one person, they both are friends. So you can't say that always. So you can easily say that lust, greed, anger, attachment, and ego are the five things. Like most of you would say to have the most less. Uh, very less. Most people would want you to have these five gunas in the most minimum amount of quantity, and the other diving gunas in the more higher wala quantities, so that you can reach the supreme goal. Thank you. Thank you, Sachin sir, for giving me such an opportunity. Dhanyawad.
Thank you, Nayana. So in this verse, in verse 16.22, Sri Krishna gives the result of renouncing lust, anger, and greed. As long as these are present, one is attached toward prayer or happiness that seems sweet in the present but becomes bitter in the end. Uh, verse 16.23, verse explanation by Alokya and Pragnya.
Yes, Nithila, I have to screen share, so could you stop screen sharing?
Yeah. Can you chant this first?
Yeah, sure. Aloki, are you there?
You. Yes.
Please repeat after me. यशास्त्रविधिम् उत्सृज्य
यशास्त्रविधिमुत्सृज्य
वर्तते कामकारतः
वर्तते कामकारतः
न स सिद्धिमवाप्नोति
न स सिद्धिमवाप्नोति
न सुखं न परां गतिम्.
न सुखं न परां गतिम्.
Okay, thank you, Aloki. I would request all of you to repeat after me. यशास्त्रविधिमुत्सृज्य
यशास्त्रविधिमुत्सृज्य
वर्तते कामकारतः
वर्तते कामकारतः
न स सिद्धिमवाप्नोति
न स सिद्धिमवाप्नोति
न सुखं न परां गतिम्.
न सुखं न परां गतिम्.
Could I? Yeah, thank you. Can you all see this?
Yes, we can see.
Okay. So the literal meaning of the verse goes like this. Those who act under the impulse of desire, discarding the injunctions of the scriptures, attain neither perfection nor happiness nor the supreme goal in life. Okay, so scriptures, as we all know, are the guide maps which are given to humans on the journey towards our journey of bhakti to become one with the Paramatma. So the scriptures have all the instructions and directions to provide us with knowledge and understanding of the journey and all about the Paramatma. So they also give us instructions on what to do and what not to do. We recently had the Gauri Ganesha Puja. Those who perform it, we usually play this particular audio from YouTube where the priest or he chants the stotrams, and after chanting the stotrams, he says the appropriate act. You can say take flowers and mandrakshati in your hand and offer it to Devi and say the respective slokams after that. So all this information is obtained from the scriptures itself. So we all are humans. So when we get the human birth, we have more IQ or more knowledge and understanding than other animals around us. So we have to follow this particular directions that the scriptures provide us with, so that we can elevate our being, meaning we can get higher in our spiritual direction, and we can attain mukti. Activities are called as vidhi, and the instructions or the way we should not do some things are known as nisheth. So by faithfully following both these kind of these laws or rules, human beings or us can proceed toward perfection. Perfection, as in the sense, get closer to God. So, but the ways of how the demons or the rakshasas do it are the reverse of what is given in the scriptures. So, in this picture here, we can see a sadhu who is possibly studying the scriptures. So that would be vidhi. And the rakshasas here who are causing trouble to the common people and clearly going against what's given in the scriptures is known as nisheth. So let's take, I'll give you a simple example. So when now IKEA and all has come up, and even before, when we order something like any appliance, furniture, games, toys, anything, when we order that and it comes to our house, it always comes with an instruction manual with it. So that basically has all the do's and don'ts, how to build it, what tools to use and everything. So this is basically used for what, so we can follow this and we will be able to build whatever we want. Now there are two types of people who that we can find who read the manual. So one person will read and build or make whatever they wanted to by applying what is given in the manual. So they follow all the instructions correctly and put the screws in the right place, anything. they will get a successful end product. As you can see in the first picture, he is reading the manual and then he's saying what are the tools he can use to build whatever he has got. On the other hand, the other type of people don't even bother to read the manual, or they read it and they'll be like, I know how to do this. I don't need to refer to the manual. So eventually they're bound to get confused unless they are experts or something. They're bound to get confused, and this gives a very unsuccessful and failed product. As you can see, the person here has like, wires are tangled all over him, and he's very confused, and he's finally reading the manual to see what he can do to make the product successful. So, in conclusion, the verse says that even though one possesses the knowledge of moral principles but does not know how to apply this aspect and understand the Paramatma, then all the knowledge goes into waste. Like this picture, she's in her mind. Suppose you've read everything before the exam. Imagine you have a math exam and you've read all the concepts, you've worked out all the concepts, you know all the laws, rules, everything, but then you're not able to apply it in the exam. So what is the use if you read everything last night, you're not able to apply it? So it's a waste. Same goes here. If you know all the Vedic scriptures knowledge, like in Bhagavad Gita classes here, we are learning so much about Sri Krishna's ideals. Now, we should use this so that we better ourselves and get closer to the path of God and bhakti, everything. So if we don't use it, then it's of a waste. So basically, what they're saying is, even though one acknowledges, so you know that God exists, so we know that Paramatma exists, we know Krishna, Shiva, or whoever you like exists, but we do not engage in his service, we don't offer to him, we don't have bhakti in him, then knowing that he exists is of no use, basically. So what Sri Krishna says is, to raise oneself to the platform of the Paramatma, this one person must strive in the path of knowledge and apply the same in service. So just knowing about things won't help, we have to apply it, use it. So Sri Krishna condemns those who knowingly violate the moral conduct and act in lust. So when you know something is correct, if you still go in the wrong direction, he condemns them, he punishes them. So a person, he will know something is wrong, but still because of his greedy actions and lust or any emotions, he goes in the wrong path. So this is called acting like very immature. As you can see here, he is just lying, not doing anything while his parents are scolding him, because he could have helped it around the house, but he's just sitting there lying lazily on the couch. He knows that he should be helping out, but he's not doing it because of his laziness. I hope you could all understand the presentation. Dhanyavadam and Hari Om.
Thank you, Pragnya and Aloki.
Okay, Purvik, can you repeat after me?
It's the next verse, uncle.
Oh, okay.
Verse
Sorry.
34.
Yeah.
Tasmachastram pramanam te. Purvik? Sir, he's not there in the meeting.
Okay, you just continue and we will repeat after you. No problem.
Okay. Tasmachastram pramanam te.
Tasmat shastram pramanam te.
Karya vyavastithau.
Karya
Karyavastitau
Jnanatva shastra vidhanoktam.
Jnatva shastra vidhanoktam
vidhanoktam
Karma kartumiharhasi.
karma
kartumiharhasi.
Sir, should I read out the explanation?
Just read out, yeah.
Tasmat means therefore, Shastram Pramanam, which means scriptures are the source of knowledge. Te is for you. Karya Vyavastithau, in determining the do's and don'ts. Jnanatva, having known. Shastra Vidhanoktam, the teaching of the scriptural injunctions. Arhasi, you should. Kartum karma, do your duty. Eha, here. The literal meaning is as follows. Therefore, the scriptures are the source of knowledge for you in determining the do's and don'ts. Having known the teaching of the scriptural injunctions, you should do your duty here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And this brings us to the end of the class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.